Welcome, everyone, to our regular weekday morning podcast on Kabbalah for Heretics with me, your heretic-in-chief, Yakov Leib HaKohain. Let me just begin by saying, as I do every morning, that for the past 30 years, and I mean 30 years, every day, with only very rare and unavoidable exceptions, every day for the past 30 years, we have been going systematically through the 5 volumes of the Zohar, volume by volume, page by page, sentence by sentence. Doing that over 30 years, we have completed volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and have just recently started on volume 5, the final volume of the Zohar. Now, lest you think that this is going to end quickly, don't, because it's going to take us another 3 or 4 years to complete volume 5. We go slowly, we go deeply, we go thoroughly. So let's get back to where we left off in volume 5. And it says, as Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Yossi were once going along, they came to a field where there was a balsam tree on the right. Said Rabbi Yossi, a pall of smoke must come before our eyes. It is forbidden us to look upon any glad sight since the day when the temple was destroyed. Now, let's just look at that for a moment. As Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Yossi were once going along, they came to a field. A field. In the Zohar, in Kabbalah, in general, a field, the field, is always the code word for the field in which Cain killed Abel, which was, in addition, always a code word for the feminine. So listen to what it says, given that reading. As Rabbi Chia and Rabbi Yossi were once going along, they came to a field, to a feminine place, where there was a balsam tree at the right. Not a tree of heaven, but a replacement for it. That is to say, the tree of the murder of Cain and Abel. And they must not look on it. Said Rabbi Yossi, a pall of smoke must come before our eyes. It is forbidden us to look upon any glad sight since the day when the temple was destroyed. So here it brings in a second meaning, but the first meaning is they must not look upon the sight of Cain killing Abel. They must not look upon that. Also, there is in that something of good that comes out of it. Cain is sent into the world to propagate it. And therefore, it says we must not look at anything good while the temple is destroyed. So now this tells us that the Zohar dates before the temple, during the temple, and after the temple. The Zohar being set down exists before the temple, during the temple, and after the temple. What we have in the Zohar is a midrash on all of that took place metaphysically. He then expounded the verse. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein, from the Psalms. He goes on, this earth, the phrase, this earth, is the holy earth, which is called, quote, the land of the living, while, quote, the world, unquote, refers to other lands. So you see, it's revealing what is hidden in the written Torah. In the written Torah, in Psalms, it says, the earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. He says, now, regarding that, the phrase, the earth, means the holy earth, the land of the living, while the phrase, the world, in that scripture, refers to other worlds. Well, that is to say, the worlds of the dead. So we can read the passage esoterically to say, the land of the living is the holy earth, which is called the land of the living. So the earth is the land of the living, where the world is the land of the dead. Those two seemingly identical words do not have identical meanings. The earth is the holy earth, which is called the land of the living, while the phrase the world refers to other lands. Earth is holy. Prior this morning to this podcast, I was working on a poem about the earth being holy. It's amazing. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. This earth, he said, is the holy earth for which man was created. Is the holy earth, which is called the land of the living, the second Adam. Remember, the second Adam was made a living creature, while the first Adam was not. While the world refers to other lands, such as the lands of the dead. The fullness thereof is the souls of the righteous. The world is this earth, quote, and they that dwell therein, unquote, are mankind. Said Rabbi Yossi, if so, what do you make of the next verse? Quote, for he hath founded it upon the seas and established it upon the waters, unquote. The other replied, assuredly that land of the living is established upon the seas and rivers which issue from that supernal river that proceeds from Eden. That is to say, living water. Living waters. You'll notice that in the New Testament, Christ is often referred to as living water. This is hearkening back to the oral scripture that preceded the Christian Gospels, referring to living water. We'll stop here. Complicated verse. We'll stop here and we'll continue in our next podcast. In the meantime, let me mark my place. All right. David, do you have any comments or questions that might help clarify all this for the listening audience? You do. Excellent. Go right ahead. By the way, while we're waiting for David, the next passage that we're about to get into in our next podcast connects everything I've been saying about Cain and Abel. It says, as they were going along, they came across a man standing under a tree whose face was full of the marks of blows. That is to say, Cain. Anyway, we'll get more into that in our next podcast. In the meantime, we're waiting for David. Go ahead, David. Oh, I'm sorry. There you are. All right, David's comment. He writes, as Rabbi Chia and Yossi came upon a field, the field in which Cain killed Abel, the feminine, there was a balsam tree at the right, the tree at the place of that Cain's crime. We must not look at anything good, since the day's earth is the world and they dwell therein. This earth is the holy earth, which is called the land of the living. And the world is the land of the dead. The earth is the land of the living, and the world is the land of the dead. For he hath founded it upon the seas. Assuredly, that land of the living is founded upon the seas. Oh, that's all right. Good comment. Great comment. I can still read it. That's all right. All right, David. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Beautiful. All right, let's do as I do at the end of every podcast, and that is to recite the ritual prayer for the dead, the Kaddish, in memory of our departed beloved friend, Leonard Cohen. Eliezer, this is for you. Yiskadal v'yiskadash me'rabo, bo modivo chirustedi amlech machusei, b'chayachon of yomechon of chayei dechol beis Yisrael, bagalo uvizman korevim amen. Yehei shme'el abo mevarach le'olam omeo maya, yisparach v'yishtabach v'yispar v'yisamam, v'yisnasei v'yisadar v'yisalei v'yisalal, shmei dekutsha b'richu, Lelo min birichosa v'shichosa, tushmechosa v'nechemosa, damichon bomo v'imru amen. Osei shalom v'imramov, hu ya'asei shalom. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. And let everyone say, amen. That concludes our podcast. God willing, He'll give me the strength and you the strength to give our next podcast from Volume 5 of the Zohar. In the meantime, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha.